Little sister yelled, "Back away, PDO," at me in front of everyone at her school, while I was delivering mail for USPS, and now I don't know what to do. My original post got removed from our advice for some reason, so I'm trying here. Mods, if this isn't allowed, just let me know and I'll delete it. Background, I, 27M, have been the guardian of my younger sister, 13F, for almost 2 years now. Our parents, well, that's a whole different story that would take too long to get into. But basically, they're not in the picture anymore. Mom got diagnosed with cancer when my sister was 10, and then dad couldn't handle it when she passed and started drinking himself to death. He ended up getting into a car accident that took his life too about a year after mom. So it's just been me and my sister living together in this small 2-bedroom apartment that I can barely afford on my USPS salary. She's all I've got, and I'm all she's got, which makes this whole situation even more complicated. I've been dealing with a lot of shit lately. My job at USPS has been grinding me down with these insane hours and routes that keep changing. My supervisor is an absolute nightmare who seems to enjoy making my life miserable. He's one of those people who got a tiny bit of power and lets it go to his head. Some days I'm delivering until it's dark out, and the pay isn't great for what they expect us to do. I had to give up my online classes because there just wasn't time anymore between work and taking care of my sister. But I keep at it because it pays the bills and has decent benefits, which is important when you've got a teenager to take care of. I'm also still paying off some of dad's medical bills that somehow became my responsibility. Plus, there's the therapy for my sister that insurance only covers part of. So yeah, money's tight. I've been picking up extra shifts whenever possible, which means I'm hardly ever home. My sister has been spending a lot of time alone or at her friend Maddie's house. Maddie's mom is nice enough to help out sometimes, letting my sister stay for dinner or giving her rides home when I'm working late. My apartment complex isn't in the greatest neighborhood either. The landlord keeps raising the rent but won't fix anything. Last month, the hot water heater broke and it took him 2 weeks to replace it. We had to shower at the gym where I have a cheap membership. The neighbor across the hall is always smoking something that definitely isn't tobacco, and the couple next door fights at 2 a.m. regularly. But it's what I can afford right now, and moving would cost money we don't have. I try to keep things as normal as possible for my sister. I make sure she has everything she needs for school. I help with homework when I can, and I've been setting aside a little money each month for a college fund, even if it's just $20 or $30. I want her to have opportunities I didn't have. So anyway, recently they switched my route to include deliveries to the local middle school and high school. My sister goes to the middle school, which I thought might be kind of cool at first. Maybe I'd get to see her during the day sometimes. Wave hello, that sort of thing. Boy, was I fucking wrong. Today I was at the middle school walking to the main office with a stack of mail. It was during class transition, so there were kids everywhere in the hallway. I was trying to navigate through this sea of preteens when suddenly I hear someone yelling, "Back away, pedo!" really loudly. I almost jumped out of my skin and looked around to see who was yelling and what was going on. It was my sister, standing there with her friend Maddie, pointing at me and laughing her ass off. I immediately felt my face go hot, and I told her that wasn't funny. Some of the other kids were already staring and whispering. A teacher who was monitoring the hallway, I think her name was Ms. Thompson or something, came over with this stern look on her face and asked what was happening. I was legit panicking at this point and tried to explain as calmly as possible that I worked for USPS. I was just delivering mail, and this was my younger sister making a really inappropriate joke. My sister was just standing there with this smug look on her face the whole time, like she was enjoying watching me squirm. The teacher seemed skeptical at first, but eventually told my sister and her friend to get back to class. Before she walked away, I called out, "Hey," to my sister, and when she turned around, I said, "Give me your phone," in the most serious voice I could muster.